Hi, my name is Kyle, and I am selling a Brian May signature guitar made by Brian May Guitars. This comes in a beautiful sunburst, and the serial number is BHM151263. I'm going to walk you through some of the specs with this particular guitar, some of the sounds that are capable, why I really like it, and also some of the cons that I've found playing it over the years. Now, if you're a fan of Queen, you'll recognize the look of this guitar, the shape, the pickups, the selection switches down here for the pickups themselves, the volume and tone knobs, the frets, all really quickly. If you're not a big fan of Queen or Brian May, then I think you're really in for a treat with this guitar. The one thing I've noticed in particular, practicing with it, playing with it live, is that it's incredibly versatile and also just looks really good. If you're looking for something that's not just a Fender or a Gibson or something along those lines, this is really a great guitar and offers a lot of that versatility while also just being really unique and sounding great. I've gotten a lot of compliments on this playing it out. People honestly really surprised, particularly other guitar players that see it and hear it and are just pretty impressed with what they see and hear. A couple differences about this brand of guitar versus Brian May's original are most notably the tremolo system. He developed his own that you won't find on this. This is a Wilkinson bridge, much like you'd find on a Stratocaster, with the tremolo arm here that you can actually just pull out if you just don't want to use it. And it does stay pretty well in tune. I'll go through that a little bit later. The volume and tone knobs are a bit different as well. The biggest difference is the neck. It's very slim and fast to play, just like a Stratocaster would be. His neck is very chunky. It's literally like a baseball bat, which does make it unique. But this neck in particular, is just kind of very conventional and easy to play. It does come with the 0 fret. It goes up to 24 frets. That's to help it stay in tune. The pickups that you see are Brian May signature pickups. They look and sound very similar to the original Burns Trisonics that he uses on his guitar, but are just made for this guitar in particular and came with it originally. I will go through each of the selectors down here for the pickups. The top row here turns each one on or off individually, and the bottom row here kicks them in or out of phase, and I'll go through each of those as well. I'm going to start with some clean tones and walk you through each pickup on, off, in phase, out of phase, and see what you think. Right now I'm starting with every pickup on and in phase. So you can tell it's pretty warm. It's not terribly clear. So what I'm going to do is turn the neck pickup off. And the combination of pickups right now, neck off, middle on, bridge on, both in phase, is the most common combination that he uses on his guitar. So you can tell it really clears up that low end while still maintaining a really good full sound. I'm going to turn off the middle pickup with just the bridge. So you can tell it loses a lot of that fullness, the depth with just the bridge on. I'm going to turn off the bridge, turn just the neck pickup on. And that's a tone you might find like on a Gibson, for instance, when you just have that neck pickup turned on, which again offers a lot of versatility. I'm going to have both the neck and the middle on now. So that really added a lot more bass without really clearing it up. So that's really not a combination you'd probably use. And that's something else that's really unique about this kind of instrument, is that there are some combinations that you will find that sound great, just like when he uses the middle and bridge in phase, all like I think 85% of the time. Occasionally he will turn the neck on out of phase, which I'll demonstrate in just a moment, but sometimes you'll find some combinations that just don't really work. So I'm going to do that right now. All pickups are on, the neck is out of phase. So you can tell it has a bit of a twang to it, while still keeping some of that depth and fullness without just totally cutting out anything. But all pickups are on, just the neck is out of phase. Now I'm going to turn the middle out of phase, all pickups are on. You can tell that really gets kind of brittle and crunchy, and again, not really a combination you'd probably use. Lastly, I'll just turn the bridge out of phase. That's a little more reasonable, I guess you would say. That's a combination I find myself using when I kind of want that bridge, the neck sound effect of a Stratocaster or Gibson by having all three on, bridge out of phase. Right now I've got middle, bridge in phase, neck off. That was one of the more common combinations that you'd probably play this guitar with. Again, you can turn the neck on and out of phase. That's something he does on the Bohemian Rhapsody solo, I believe, and really makes the guitar scream, which I'll demonstrate just a bit now. pros that I've noticed playing this guitar over the years is that it's really lightweight. It is semi-hollow, so it does feedback, which is a very cool feature. The neck, as I had mentioned, is very slim and easy to play. It's nothing new you have to get used to, unlike his actual Red Special. The pickup selection is awesome. These sound really good, and they're just very unique for playing the guitar. The volume and tone knobs make it very simple, easy to reach. The tremolo system is easy to maintain, and it stays pretty well in tune. It's not perfect, but without a whole Floyd Rose system or anything with those locking tuners and all that kind of stuff, with what these are and what it provides for you in the zero fret, the straightness of the strings, I think holds up really well. It's also just really fun to play with the tremolo system, with the pickup selection. It looks great. It's a really fun guitar and just really offers a lot of that versatility. Some of the cons that I've noticed with this guitar, just really 3 in particular. The first one being that the volume knob, when you have a lot of gain through the amp while you're playing and you go to adjust, particularly quickly going up, it tends to make a crackly kind of sound. I'll show you what I mean. So you can kind of hear as I pull up on the volume, it tends to crack for some reason. Going down, it's not quite as noticeable, and only if you really do it quickly and you don't have a lot really going on. So very subtle. Another one is that with the tremolo system and the arm, you'll notice it just kind of swings here. The only way to adjust that is through a screw under the bridge by depressing the arm, and with a very small Allen wrench. I'm not exactly sure what size this is, but it's very small. You'll find a screw there that fits in straight to the arm. You might have to look and see it, but after a while, you can just kind of know and feel exactly where it is. And by now, it's, I think, as tight as it's gonna get. So it does swing and it does depress down into the body quite a bit, but I'm sure there's some way to counter that, something creatively you can do. But if you don't mind that it swings, then that's perfect. You just pull up, play, let it drop, and it works great. When you do use the tremolo system and you do depress the guitar or into the guitar and let go, sometimes the bridge tends to just stay a little bit at an angle, which makes it slightly flat. So you may have to, when you do press down, you just pull up a little bit. It is a floating bridge. Now I've set it to where it just floats a little bit, but you can adjust that to however you need. Again, very subtle. But it is a little noticeable when you do start to mess around with it. The last thing is that the zero fret, and this is kind of inevitable, it's gonna happen no matter what, even with Brian May's own Red Special, is that the nut itself along the string will wear down, and you can kind of hear, not through the amp, but just as you play and kind of feel, especially as you bend lower, a kind of a clicking sound and a feel, just because those strings are making a little notch in that zero fret. And again, that's something that he's had to do and deal with his guitar, so that's just a part of the nature of this guitar. But with those 3 cons, I think overall this is an excellent guitar. I would still use it and play it live, but I have upgraded and had the privilege of doing so with a Carpenteri Red Special with very similar attributes to the original Red Special. But I've had this for years, I really like the look of it. It's totally different, obviously, than the Red Special. Gotten a lot of compliments on it. It's easy to play, offers that versatility that you might be looking for, and also comes with a really accessible gig bag with Brian May embroidered on it, pockets in the front, easy to carry. You can have it like a backpack. And I'll also include a set of 3 Burns Trisonic pickups that are Korean made, that are even closer to the original. And if you're interested in modifying and converting this guitar to something similar to the original in terms of the tremolo system, the volume and tone knobs, and the pickups, then I'm going to include those with this guitar, and also the link to that website. There's someone that converts these kinds of guitars to something a little bit closer and does an excellent job. That's not something I was interested in doing at the time, but I do have those pickups available, and I really appreciate you watching. Hope you enjoyed, and hope you're interested in the Brian May signature Brian May guitar.